Yo, let me cook. Today, we're going to be doing a lot of live debugging using Claude Code, Cursor, and we're just going to walk you through my workflow. I did the inevitable sin, which is shipping software full of bugs. And that's okay. I feel like as long as I got the software out there, I'm just trying to get the feedback as fast as possible from my users. And so I launched my app called Ray Transcribes, and I've had my first users use it, and I need to fix a lot of bugs. And I think it's okay to ship some software and get it out there as fast as possible so you can get that feedback from your users, because it's super important to get that feedback and make sure you fix the bugs. So one of the great things is just like putting your software out there, and you're basically just going to watch me live, like do some debugging, hang out with me, get to ask me any questions. So anyone who's a member, I'm going to basically prioritize your messages first. And this is just going to be like kind of a hangout type of thing. You'll be seeing me, how I use Claude Code Max subscription to kind of go through, help search through my repo, the integration with Cursor and how that's going to look like, and actually fix some real bugs in my app. So basically right now, when I select a file and I grab a file for like transcription and generate my transcripts, once the transcript is done, it was one of the feedback I got immediately from my buddy Tech Friend, who I was letting use. He's like, hey, these download buttons are actually upload buttons, bro. I was like, yeah. Let me go ahead and see if I can fix that right now, because like that's something that I should probably fix. I think done is better than perfect, and that's probably one thing that I want to convey as far as a message for anyone who's shipping software. It's like sometimes you just need to get this stuff out there, and yeah, done is better than perfect, and you can just kind of iterate on the fly. And so we're going to see if we can kind of go through that workflow right now. So this is basically my little local host setup. I'm using Convex for my database, and so we can actually see the transcription job and it run here in the background. So it's just pretty cool. And so for this button, I need to find out where I have these buttons, and I have a whole component for this called the transcription form. And then I think it's download file handler. So let's see. And then I have one for SRT. Okay. So basically what I do is I have a little button, and this is a key format. On click, it's going to run a function and do something like this. And then basically it has, it says upload. So instead of upload, I'm going to change this probably to download, I think, because, oh no, this is for uploading the file. And then as far as getting the download for the file, it says txt, vat, srt. So what's interesting is, for those who don't know, I basically low-key Vibecoded the entire app. And so I have an idea of where the things are, and this has kind of been my approach for the app a little bit. And so I like to kind of architect the app, get everything going on, and I know that everything's kind of dealt with in these different places. So I haven't touched this part of the UI probably for quite some time. I was more focused on building the backend, and so now I'm going to try to rediscover everything and try to use Cursor here to help me. So I'm going to put Cursor to the side. I have Claude Code loaded up. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do up here is just right click and say close others. So what this close others does, we'll just close all the other tabs and then hit Claude Code. And then I'm just going to use the /model. And then I'm just going to select Sonnet for now, because I don't really need Opus. Even though I have the max plan, I can do whatever I want, but Sonnet's really good. Okay, /IDE, just want to make sure that it's linked up to my IDE, and it says IDE connected, and this is that little green symbol. And I'm going to say, let's see, in my UI, I want to change it from the upload buttons to actually having the download icons. Right now, when users get their transcripts, it's currently showing the icon as upload, but actually should be facing as something that's download. Because when they click the button, they actually download the transcript. Attached is a screenshot of this UI. And then I'm going to go here. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do a screen grab, and then just grab this section right here. Yes. And so I'll show you how to actually put these images in. So in my desktop somewhere, I actually have this file. So let me just go ahead and see if I can grab this here and see if I could show you. I'm going to try to pop open a new window. Okay. Desktop. My desktop is super messy right now because I have so many images. But basically, I just grab the image and then I drag it in here. And see, you have to hold shift to drag it in. And then you see how you actually have the image in here now. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter. And so now it's going to use that image for the reference in Claude Code, which is awesome. And it does do images. And now it says, hey, I want to read the file. Like, yes, go ahead and allow. And I'm just going to go ahead and allow the directory so future screenshots can be done from there. So on the Mac, I think if you do Command Shift 4, you can drag sections of things and do a screenshot that way. So it's a lot easier. And so basically it's just going to read through my repo. And it says, I can see the issue. The download buttons are currently showing upload icons always pointing up instead of download. Okay, cool. So Claude Code already knows that, this is a problem, and it's going to try to look through my thing and try to see if I can find it, which is really, really cool. So yeah, that's what's up. Awesome. How's everyone going out there? Oh, yeah. So this stream may be a little bit shorter than usual. As you can kind of hear, my voice is kind of getting lost. I'm going to try to drink some coffee to keep it up, but I'm kind of a little bit under the weather. And I'm just going to be kind of hanging out. Yo, big shout out to No Code Dan. Let's go, man. Yeah, this is going to be just a chill stream for us to hang out. Appreciate you coming in, man. Big supporter of the channel. And actually, he's a user of my app. Dan, if you got any feedback, I'm going to try to fix some of those bugs as well. Let me know. Like, if there's one thing you want me to fix right now, I'll fix it live. Why not? So while this is going, I can also do other things in parallel instead of waiting, because I'm going to let it do its thing. One of the things that kind of bothers me is the fact that like the number of minutes that are used for the transcription kind of goes forever. And so I really just need the first couple of digits. I don't really need like a really long string there. So what I want to go ahead and do is maybe have one of the agents kind of look through the plans, because you can kind of see it just does this separate thing here. This thing kind of bothers me a little bit, but it's not, like a showstopper. None of these stop me from shipping my app. And that's kind of why I wanted to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get something else going on in parallel while this is going here. So it looks like it actually fixed the bug already while we were just talking. And it says, I found the issue. They're using the upload icons instead of the download icons. And then it basically changed it from here for my import because these are all little icons. And then down here, changed it from upload to download. So this is basically just a class. This is actually what I already identified, but I was just kind of confirming. Part of the reason that I kind of wanted to delegate the cat task is because I'm still kind of catching up to the repo. And I just wanted to confirm that this is it. If you do coding full time and you don't do any other tasks, I'm a content creator. I'm trying to, run this business, take care of family, do a bunch of other things. So I'm having to change context all the time. And sometimes I lose, that code base in my head, especially if I haven't dealt with UI for a while. So just FYI, that's how I'm using AI to do these types of things. Yeah. What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. All right. So let's go ahead and just get those changes. Yes. Make the edit. And so, yeah, I think the edit should be good. Perfect. Okay. I've successfully updated the transcription form component to use the correct download icon. I've added, okay, this is cool. Let me see if I can do it now. Run another clip here. Whoops. Hey, Ray, thanks for sharing your optimization principles document. It's helped my coding with Claude Code. Dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I haven't even, I'm trying to think where I shared it. Did I share it in a blog post yet? Oh no, I shared it on a GitHub repo. All right, cool. Now we have the correct download buttons. This is really awesome. Sweet. Cool. So this is correct now. So now you can basically download these things. So since I'm doing like a little version bump, I'm just going to do this thing called version 1.0. I actually have this in a file. 0.01. And we're going to just go ahead and straight commit here. I normally like to make feature branches for my fixes. And since this is like a quick hotfix, this is going straight into production. We've sort of already verified the diff here, and the diff is literally just a couple lines of change, and it didn't really break anything. All we did was just change that to that and then bump the version. And so I'm just going to go ahead and hit plus here. So it stages the changes, and then I'm just going to generate the commit. And so this is basically just going to go live into production. That way, everyone who's using my app right now will be able to do it. So sync the changes. All right, cool. That's awesome. Wow. Yeah, I'm already losing my voice, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. If I lose my voice kind of completely, I might just vibe and code and you just kind of see me here hanging out. So, oh, yeah, cool. All right, cool. So we got that going on there. There's nothing changed with Convex, so we're good. Okay, cool. And I do Command Shift P. There's this thing called TypeScript restart TypeScript server. So this sometimes will, if you have any type errors and you fix them, it'll basically help you fix them here. So I do have an error, and so this change probably will not ship because this error is here. So I'm just going to hit Tab, and then when you hit Tab, it basically removes that type of thing there, and then that's it. I think, right? Tab. Okay, that's it. Oh, I see. This is a working tree. I'm going to go delete that. So up here, it removed it. Perfect. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit this little icon up here. So I understand that there's a shortcut to basically just hit Command Enter, and it basically, I think, will automatically generate a commit message and stuff like that. This is kind of what I'm seeing up here. And I think I remember setting this a while back, but I'll have to look that up and see kind of what that. When is your Discord channel going to be open? As of right now, I'm keeping it closed because I'm trying to get my first 100 members, and the paying members will allow me to kind of do some other things. I don't have a Discord mod. It's just literally me. And so my focus right now is to like literally launch my app. I'm basically making zero income right now. The only income is really from people who are supporting me on this channel. And right now I don't have any channel sponsors either. And if I am looking for a sponsor, I would probably collaborate with someone that I use a lot. So, ideally I want to reach out to like Anthropic, Cursor, and some of these apps that I use day to day, like even Whisperflow, and I don't have any deals with them. So there's like no support. And the most of the goal here is really just to kind of get people to, who are very serious about building, and people who support me through the channels just done through YouTube. So in order for you to do that, you can just go to youtube.com/@RayFernando1337. Instead of that'll actually bring you to my channel. And so when you hit join here, the first 100 members are going to get access to the Discord, which is at $6.99 a month, which is a super awesome deal. And there's some other builders who are in there right now. I have about 38 members, which is super duper awesome. So up to my first 100 members, and then it's going to double up from there. I'm just going to open up more slots, and the price will just kind of keep going up from there. So it's kind of like a thank you for folks who have discovered me and who want to kind of hang out and do these types of things. It's pretty reasonable as far as like pricing wise. And if that's not something you want to invest in, that's okay. It's just, the folks that I really like and appreciate. I don't have a lot of time right now to actually monitor the Discord. So I feel like a good monitor is like, if you're willing to pay some money to get in, it just means that, you just want to be that serious about this stuff and also support me as a channel, which is really awesome. I'm actually considering, maybe when I get my first 1,000 members, to actually turn off advertising, which would be really, really cool. I'm also planning to have some member only live streams in the coming week. So I want to do them more often and kind of hang out on Discord and turn them on live. And kind of do some stuff like this where we're just hanging out, coding, answering questions and stuff like that. All the support is super duper helpful, and I really appreciate it. I'm basically talking and using these products live on my own because, I'm a builder, and I also, want to support myself this way as well. And I feel like I can give a very unbiased opinion if I'm actually using these apps to make money. So I'm actually, if the fact that Cursor just jumped and all these other AI providers are charging $200 a month, I'm in a big, not in a rush, but there's a lot more urgency now to ship in the coming month, and generate income and listen to users and feedback, because every month that I wait to launch an app or ship features, that's 200 extra bucks a month that I'm shelling out to these providers. And so, if I don't like a provider, I'm going to switch as fast as possible to something else that's actually going to serve my needs. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now, as far as giving you a little bit of background, and onwards and upwards with the coding stuff. And appreciate all the folks who've already joined in, who've become a member. Dude, James Moore, James Moore, thank you so much for becoming a member. You are the real MVP. There's going to be a post in my YouTube channel here, and in my post there's actually a description of how to get started with getting into the Discord. So it's going to say send an email with some details, and then that's how I'll let you in and upgrade your tag and so forth. So yeah, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I know it's not for everyone, but I appreciate everyone who's been able to participate. And yeah, this just a FYI, this is, this is kind of what's good here. Ryan, thank you so much for joining the other day. What's good, man? We're just fixing some bugs. I just fixed this bug where it says like upload and download. So if I go to my app now, Ray transcribes in production, it should be already fixed now. So let's see. All right. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So it's not yet deployed. I have the app on Cloudflare. So the backend, which is like the actual app that's doing all the stuff, it's actually running on Cloudflare right now. And let's see, Ray transcribes. And it's currently done through a workers pages things. So this is my app repo, and it should be live. Oh, a few seconds ago. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So literally, I was just a few seconds early. Your site has been deployed. Oh, you know what? I have this version here. That's probably why I noticed that it wasn't live. So let me just refresh it. Okay. Now it's live. That's another reason why I do version bumps for myself, is because I can see if like something is being cached. One of the things that happens when you're running like edge services is that there's like a cache, and then it gets invalidated whenever there's like a new deployment. And so if something is still live, you either me or like I can hit a server in a different region, like in New Zealand or something, and it could still have my older version of the app. So that's why I put some version numbers in there. And so if people send me screenshots of like a bug that they have, it's just easier to debug. So it's maybe something that you could incorporate into your apps, do version numbers. If I had actually looked closely, I would have noticed that my version number wasn't bumped, but I checked my deployment to make sure that it was out there. So now theoretically with this new version, I should have my thing up here. Let's see, generate transcripts. Okay, cool. Crazy fast. Did you officially launch? Yeah. I kind of like silently officially launched. I didn't make anything public too much on stream, and I'm kind of doing this in the background, but I actually do need to record a video of my app. And I think we may do that live here, and I'll show you how I do this, and then update my app, and then put something on Twitter and kind of do all that stuff, because I need to let people know that, this is actually a real thing. And I want people to use it. And actually, if you want to use this on the stream, I'm going to put an invite link up very shortly so that you can use it. I'm going to get like 10 users to try this. So you can try this right now, literally live. Let's do that right now. I'm going to generate an admin link, which would be really, really cool. Crazy fast. Did you officially? Yeah. Totally random questions. Did you take notes? And if yes, what do you use for your note taking? Any AI-based apps you've tried? All I use is Notion for a lot of my notes. I'll go through like a Notion workflow probably in the future, because like Notion is kind of it can be really massive and very confusing, and I'm trying to come up with a better, like simpler system. Right now it's a little complex, but I have like one big document that kind of manages literally everything. I don't know if I can show Notion here. Oh yeah, I have to log in and on here, but I'll show you like kind of what I'm doing a little bit later, so that I think it'll be really cool. A good tip on versioning. I struggled with building this over the weekend, trying to fix bugs that were already squashed. Yeah, man. It takes quite a long time to kind of do some of these things. Yeah, Notion AI meeting notes is really good. I actually need to sign up for the AI meetings note stuff, but I hear that the AI meeting notes are quite good, which is going to be really awesome. So yeah, now the download buttons are fixed, which is really great. Let me go ahead and see if I can generate some invite links. And I don't want to expose anything. So let me see. I think I have like one of these blurs. Yes. I love coding this way, like this is literally live, and I could just do /admin or something. Okay. So now, because like I don't want to expose any like customer information or anything like that. So that's kind of the reason why I do this stuff. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is going to create a trial link. And so in this here, basically what I have is to do a link. So I'm going to do a 7-day trial, and I'm just going to do up to 10 users. So 10 people can use this link, and it's going to create an invite link for me. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I have this thing called dub. And so this will allow me to create links for me. And so let's see, Ray 10 live. Okay. So this will basically make my invite link with a QR code, which is really awesome. And I'm just going to go ahead and download this code. We'll make it orange. No, black. No, blue. Blue's cool. Blue, green. Oh, so many cool colors. All right, let's do red. No, a black. Okay. Download a JPEG. Perfect. All right, cool. All right, so now that we got this, create link. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and put this link live. So if you want to try my app right now, it's live in production, this exactly thing that we're doing. You can kind of watch me stumble along and do these things. So I put this in the chat here, and this will allow you to use my app Ray Transcribes. So it's pretty cool. I have like a 7-day trial, and I'm still fixing bugs, by the way. And so I love any feedback and would appreciate your feedback if at all possible. So all you have to do, if you have your phone up right now, just scan this QR code right there, or just go to rfer.me/ray10live, and that'll basically just be the invite link. There's only 10 available. So the first 10 people who use the invite link will be able to get free access to my app for the week. And this is just a way for you to get some minutes and do some stuff. So I think I'll give you like 6,000 minutes to do some transcriptions. And would love any of your feedback, which would be super duper helpful. Yeah, because I'm literally building this app. So while I've officially launched live, I actually have existing paying members who have paid for access to this. And if you're currently a member of my live stream, I'm also going to give you a live link that's going to be in my YouTube. I'm going to make a YouTube post. So in that YouTube post, I'm going to give you, if you're a member, just be lookout. It's going to be a members only post on YouTube. And then you're going to get like 30 days access to the creator thing. And so that way, kind of like as a thank you for becoming a member, because anyone who's become a member means that you've like pretty much invested in me, and we're building this together, and I actually value your feedback and so forth. So yeah, that's that there. I'm going to kind of probably leave this to the side or something. I don't know if I could do this for now. Yeah. Well, this is probably going to go away. Okay. Cool. So you have that there. I have some folks who signed up. I just got a ping on, I have a Slack bot that basically shows me like when people sign up, which is pretty cool. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Would love your feedback. All right. So the next bug I want to fix is this thing up here with these like numbers and stuff. And so let me go ahead and see and create about a new branch. And so can I create a new branch from here? Branch, create branch. Okay, cool. So what I usually do is I create a new branch. Now that we're done with this Claude Code session, what I usually do is just /clear. And then that'll just clear everything out because I don't really need to do anything more with this. And then in terms of Git, you see how we're just kind of on the main branch. And what I want to do is create like a feature branch. So that way I kind of isolate my changes and kind of keep iterating just to make sure that like, I don't lose track of any progress. So the way I'm going to do that here is just going to hit this little says more actions and go to branch, and then go ahead and say create branch. And then, so the branch name. So I'm going to do feature / I think the bug I'm fixing is like UI numbers, UI numbers fix. Okay. And then hit enter. So I haven't really used Cursor for my Git workflow, but I'm trying this out live just like I would with any other product. So, okay, cool. So now that we've created a branch, we'll see the name here. It says feature numbers fix. And so what we can do is go ahead and publish the branch. And then I can even open it up on GitHub and kind of show you what this looks like. Okay. Oops. Open on GitHub. Okay. Is there a pull request? Okay. Okay. So you see my branch here, and then we'll see another one called features. And so with this one, basically, I can just kind of keep going here. And then this is like, it's currently up to date to main. And when we're done, we're just going to go ahead and do a pull request. And so what that does it'll basically allow us to, keep the changes isolated on one specific branch and then push them back into the main branch, which is kind of where everything's at. So because I have an app live in production, one of the problems is like, if I like totally vibe code a change in production and like mess everything up, that means all of my current users will have that bug, which totally sucks, right? So instead of doing that, what I do now is create a feature branch. And so the feature branch, that means that anything in that branch will be available in my development environment and also on like a specific URL that isn't, in the main space there. And so that means I can just mess with the database and do other cool stuff and not mess with my mainland users. And when I'm ready to land the changes and push them back into production, I'll bump the version and then I'll do a pull request into main. And so one of the advantages of this is Cursor has a bug bot feature that can run in the background. So for it to run before I merge the changes, it'll cost probably like 30 to 40 cents to run. But, if it can find bugs before I push them into the production, to me, that'll be pretty cool. So that'd be pay per use and stuff. Do you have any info on the Cursor team plan? I don't specifically. I'm using it as an individual right now, but I think they have some stuff on the documentation up there. Yeah. So, okay, so let's take a look here now. So the bug that we're going to try to fix is this UI bug here. So this has like these extra numbers and stuff. And then if I click for full details, it's also in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and now go to Claude Code and kind of give it this plan for Cursor. So what I'm going to do is just resize my window a little bit so we kind of have both available and then we can kind of cook like this. All right. So, and then I'm just going to get rid of this toggle on the side, get rid of my bottom bar. And then I just want to confirm that we're in the right branch. So it shows me down below, I'm in feature / numbers fix. Okay, perfect. All right, cool. We're in the right places. We're in the right things. Let me, we hit clear content, Command K will clear everything out. I think I'm just going to go ahead and open a new Claude Code window just to kind of clear that out. So that way I don't have any problems with any UI interface and stuff like that. So here, what I'm going to go ahead and do is get a screenshot of this and then get a screenshot of this. And I'm going to put this into Claude Code and let it kind of ruminate here and see if it can fix this for us. Okay. So, and then in Claude Code, I'm going to do Shift Tab twice. So now I'm in planning mode. And then /model, which I'm just going to set this back to the default model. So the default for me is going to be Opus for up to 50% usage because I have the max plan. And Opus is really good for planning and kind of understanding things. So I want the best of the best right now for this. So now the default model is switched back to Opus and we should be good. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is pull up those files and those documents and make sure to go to our desktop here. And our screenshot is basically going to show us this here. Whoops. Let me just make sure I got this screenshot. Okay, so one of the screenshots is here and the other screenshot is this thing. Okay, cool, perfect. Kind of go back here. So I'm going to grab these two and hold shift and put it in here. So I noticed that it only got one of the screenshots, but not the other one. So I need to do it for the second one too. Okay, now we have two of them. See how they're covered in quotes here? That'd be cool. All right, cool. So now that we have those, I'm going to say, please UltraThink and look through my code repo to help me fix the issue here where the UI is displaying the minutes in a very long way. That's not very user-friendly, and this can be a little bit confusing because the numbers can be very long. And so the reason why I'm doing UltraThink, right now it says UltraThink, and I'm going to fix that. So I've hit Command. If you hit the Option key on your Mac and you hit the left arrow, it's going to let you go to the words, the beginning or the end of the words. So that's how I'm able to move so quickly, UltraThink. And then, okay. And where it's displaying the minutes very long way. Okay. So, and you should also use SubAgents to look for this code. And so I'm currently in plan mode and I'm currently giving it these instructions and I'm using a couple of things. One is called UltraThink and the other one is called SubAgents. So that way it can kind of go off and fire off Opus, and each agent or sub-agent is going to have its own context window to like look through code. And then the UltraThink will give it 32,000 tokens of thinking, which will actually add to its intelligence and say, okay, oh, this is what I found. And this is what I found. And then it sends it up to the master agent. And then that agent will make the decisions as far as like, okay, this code is affected, this code is affected, and this code is affected. So I'm going to try to leverage its intelligence this way, and then go ahead and hit enter. And so what's nice about this is that no code will be written until I approve it, because we're in the planning mode. And so okay, let me go ahead and add this to my thing. And yeah, I can probably start looking through the app and figuring out where this code is, because I have a component that deals specifically for creating this view. And I also have a route that deals with this. And there's possibly a way for me to refactor this so that it can just be, maybe it is coming from one place, I just don't know. Or maybe it's the database that has the value, and then I just want to maybe make the database display the correct value from there. But yeah, we'll see. So I'm curious to see what pattern it's going to use here and what it's going to do. So yeah, that's awesome. Yo, what's happening? I asked Cursor for free plans and I'm a student. Oh, that's right. I forgot they have free plans. Oh, so this one is called Whisper Flow. I have a trial, so dub.sh. You could just go to, I think it's Whisper, W-I-S-P-R. Yeah. You can get a free month and stuff if you use my code. So it's Whisper. Here, use this thing. I love this, guys, and they're awesome. And I actually want to do a partnership with them because they're so freaking amazing. Whisper Flow. Yeah. So I think it's this one here. If I do here, can I do QR code? Yeah. So just use this QR code, and that'll get you a free month of Whisper, basically. It's a solid product. I use it all the time. I like the accuracy of it. It's super fast. And I actually interviewed the founders, and they asked me a long time ago to try their app, and I gave them a bunch of feedback saying, I don't like what you're doing with data privacy. I don't like what you're doing with all these things. And then since then, they've fixed all that stuff, including data privacy, respecting all this other things, getting SOCs certified, like all these other stuff that, I expect an app to do. And I was like, cool, I really like this. And it's really fast. And there's an iOS app, which is awesome. So I use the iOS app, and I pretty much get back to all my comments and messages super fast this way. I would not be chugging through so many emails if I didn't have this type of thing. So that's super duper helpful, which is super great. So yeah, FYI. Hey, I noticed the Claude Code CLI has shipped command that seems to show a change log of what's been pushed in the last week. Is that built in, or is it just a Git log wrapper or some kind of CLI hook? I need to look about that. That's really cool. Let's see. Claude Code CLI shipped last week. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do ChatGPT 03. Is there a... Cool. I'm going to do a couple searches here. I don't see it here immediately. Yeah, I'll let the AI search for its stuff. Okay. Cool. So back to the app. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So in our plan, I'll let the research go and kind of see what I find out from this. Would be really cool. I'm going to get rid of this bottom UI thing. Okay. So I found several places where the statistics are displayed in decimal places, which should be rounded to the whole numbers for better user experience. Yeah. The issue stems from how audio duration in seconds is converted to minutes and displayed, which is here. So if I hit Command and if I click this, it opens the file in Cursor, which is super nice, which is over here. So yeah, I have a compact view in which I do this type of thing, and I display it here. So it says in lines 128 and 129, I display the usage in minutes, and it shows decimal values like this. I love this breakdown. It's really good. And then over here in the component here, it displays the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. Okay, so the proposed fix is I'll use math round to round these values to the nearest whole before displaying them. This will make the UI cleaner avoid confusing decimal replacements, maintain the accuracy while improving readability. So the changes will be minimal and it only affect the display layer. Okay, this is exactly what I wanted. It's like I only want the display layer to be affected. I don't want the actually underlying math to be deflected because this compounds over time. So if you round up or round down for a certain amount of times, then you can actually destroy your calculations. So so the changes will be minimal and affect the display layer. Okay. So let me just kind of take a look at the code here and figure out like where this is at. So currently displays status minutes. So line 128 and 129. Okay. So I want to give it some additional feedback. I want you to UltraThink about a very clean way to do this without repeating code all over. Where? Think since we have the source of truth, why in Convex, why not create a code everywhere? Give me some options. So give me some options for how we can best approach this. So I have a way of thinking about how I should do this, but I'm just curious to see what the model is going to come back with me. You know, like, is it better just to have all the calculations and everything done on the back end and I'm just literally just displaying the view? Basically what's happening right now is that my app in the background is doing the calculations from seconds to minutes, and then it's just pushing that to the front end of the UI. I'm just calling it by that way. And so what I think the AI model was planning to do was planning to go to each of those files and then add a math.round, which would basically say, I'm going to transform this now in the UI. So basically the browser is now doing the transformation. So we're having the back end gets the calculation in seconds. The back end does a calculation in minutes, and then it displays that. And then it would display that and then do another calculation and then finally display that to the user. To me, that's just like, no. It's just no. I don't know. There's gotta be a better way. So I'm vibe coding my way there. You know what I mean? Okay, so I like this thing. The user wants to try about the approaches, create a utility function for formatting. I don't like that it's going to create more functions. Create a formatting layer. Let me search for more context on how usage data flows for your applications, provide best solutions. Okay, I like that it's already doing this for me. Cool. So the backend returns a monthly usage and usage limit as plain numbers in minutes. And then the Stripe config usage limits are stored in the database as minutes. Okay, this is great. I didn't have to give it that context. This is nice. And then the front end webhook will pass through the raw numeric values from Convex without modifications. Okay, so I have a file that's basically a front end hook that will just pass the values forward. And then the component displays these directly without any formatting. Aha. So the cleanest approach is to format the numbers directly in the component where they're displayed. Love this. This follows a pattern already used in the codebase found in price management. So the changes to make, so this is really cool. So I haven't touched this repo for a while, and the AI is sort of doing its job for me, which is looking through the rest of the files in parallel and then understanding what the problem is that we're solving. And then now it's going to try to like find the solution. Mind you, we are still in planning mode, so it's really nice to have this discussion back and forth before we actually have the code executed, right? So changes to make. So update the compact subscription status from this to this. Local string, minutes, okay. So we're just going to add this modifier to this for the display. This minimal change will add the thousands instead of minutes. Be consistent with the existing codebase pattern. Okay, keep the data flow clean. Okay, this looks good. This looks good, but what about for my slash think account route. Because in here, I think it's, yeah, /account is where I have. Okay. Enter. So I have a view that's there as well. And I don't think it actually searched in that directory to see how those views are kind of made. So I'm going to have it do its thing here. So yeah, so now it's actually checking the code and kind of doing itself to fix that. It's really cool. It's like a teacher and employee at the same time. Look at the summary. Oh, I think we're talking about the CLI thing. Let's kind of double check here. So no out of the box Claude ships right. /help /status. Let's cost. Just ask Claude ad hoc. So summarize what we shipped this last week. Show visible features. Okay, that's cool. Oh, so you could just tell Claude Code to just do this as far as a prompt, and I think it does this for you, right? And then Claude will reply since there's a Git repo and ask permission. So it's just going to run git log since 1 week and then just provide the git diffs and then do this type of thing. So this was in response to Les, who's a member and was noticing about a command. So it's possible that you can actually make this your own custom command by creating this in the project using /cod commands. Les, since you asked about this and you're a member and you're currently in my Discord, I'm going to go ahead and create a link and I'm going to put this in the Discord for you so that you can reference it and /tag it. So in my Discord, I'm going to put this here into Let Me Cook. I'm going to say less. Cool. So that way you can go into the Let Me Cook section of the community, and that's where you'll find this chat session. And so this will actually guide you through the CLI there. So that way you can make this chat discoverable. Yes. Oh, I don't think it matters. Okay. Yeah. So that way you can go through and then make your own hook if this is something you're really interested in doing, because yeah, this is literally just a git bash command. And then you can do /what shipped, and then it'll actually tell you what shipped, and it literally will just do these types of things. So this is super duper useful. I just use ChatGPT 03 to help me get this information. I know not everyone has a subscription to that. So as a member, as a thank you, I just went ahead and put that for you. So why don't you use the GUI for Claude Code? You get everything just in a UI. Well, I like using Cursor, as you see. Like clicking the files. I like to see the code. I like to see when linting errors are happening. I like to option click through functions. I like to select things. I like to kind of see things in a visual hierarchy. So instead of just Claude Code terminal by itself, Claude Code is just in the IDE, and I can select files in the context. Everything to me is just a better flow. And what Claude Code is really just doing, as you can kind of see, it's just replacing my agent use that I typically would do with Cursor. And I like the intelligence of it. I don't have to actually, think through, and there are some files I forgot to select, and typically I'd have to do that and tell Cursor to do that. And so, yeah, as of today's session is just going to be going to this. Okay, cool. So now let's take a look at the plan now. Yeah, thanks. Cool. All right. So here's the plan. I'll fix the decimal display issue by create a utility function compact. Okay. Update the UI components to use this formatter. Okay. Format the usage display. This keeps the values in the database accurate. So I guess I'm a little confused. So why? UltraThink, as I'm a bit confused. You had a great plan earlier, but now you want to create more code and it goes against dry. Yeah. So that's like the do not repeat yourself. So what's a little strange here is that I'm still in planning mode, and it gave me a really nice detailed plan earlier of what it was going to do. And I feel like it kind of got lost here, and that's a little strange. So really curious to see what it is. Yeah. Why Cursor versus just plain old VS Code? I love Cursor. Like there's the branch feature here that we were using, and to generate the Git commands. The tab complete is really good. I have a pro plan. I do like the agent. So when I want to use the agent besides, Claude Sonnet or any of the Claude models, I still have access to Gemini. I still have access to O3. And then also the bug bot type of thing. So when I have the PRs are going to be merged, it's going to do a bug bot thing. Now that my app is live, I want something to review my bugs. Also the background agents is going to be a thing. So when I'm on the go, a lot of this stuff could have probably be done in a background agent, but I want to like do some hands-on live coding and see how Claude Max is going. And so that's kind of one of many reasons that I'm basically using Cursor over like just plain old VS Code. So yeah, that's what's up. All right, cool. So I think there was a couple of options. Yes. So it says, you're absolutely right. So that's the other thing that Claude Sonnet and Claude Opus will always be like, you're absolutely right. Like all the time. They always gas you. And it's like, I'm not absolutely right. Low-key, I'm not really trusting a lot of these AI models anymore because of how often they say you're absolutely right. It's like, you know what? I'm always absolutely right. You're absolutely wrong. Okay, so pros might be effective. Okay, I don't want the billing precision. We need exact seconds. Format this option 2. Add formatting in here before returning the data. Yes, I like this. A single place for the front end. Preserve the exact backend data. And then create a display component. Create a minute display component that handles the formatting. Then use it everywhere. My recommendation is option 2. Yeah, let's do option 2. This looks good. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, let's go. So it's ready to go. This is great. So now it's basically, when I said yes, it's good to go, it moves itself out of planning mode and it's now basically in Claude Code mode. And auto accept edits are on, so it's going to go through and fix the code for us. And so if I go back to this little git branch thing, it's going to actually start to show us the changes as they roll through. So yeah, that's what's up. Are you the same Razul who won the Lovable Hackathon? Oh, we got some big hitters in this chat. Let's go. What AI tools would you suggest for iOS development? I was using Cursor, now I'm using Warp. I will actually have to defer you to my friend whose name Rudrank, Rudryam. This guy is an iOS developer, and I think he's using Cursor primarily. And so I want to have him on the stream because he is really big into using AI. And we have a live stream like almost a year ago where we were trying to figure this out with Cursor. And it took a lot of configuration, but I think he has a more up-to-date thing. He posts now on X. And yes, I would just reach out to him. He has a blog, rudrank.com, that you can go ahead and take a look. And I think he has a couple of his configurations on here for that. As far as like what he's using, I think he's using Alex Sidebar, but he worked on that product and I'm not exactly sure what his latest stance is because I haven't been doing that type of development recently. So FYI. Yeah, let's go back. Cool. Fixed. No. Oh, wow. So I've implemented the clean solution by updating use subscription hook to round the monthly usage values. The single change will fix the decimal display across all 4 UI locations. Hot. That's awesome. I like these one change type of things. So let's kind of review this real quick. Get rid of this real quick. And let me put my head a little smaller and kind of move myself out of the way. So what we're doing is we're doing raw user status, and we're keeping that. Format the user status to round the usage values for the display. So once we get this in, we're going to, if it's not a raw user status, return it. Otherwise, return monthly usage and do a math.round. And with this as a hook. Let's see, we're doing a use query. God, this sounds... It should work. I'm just going to go ahead and test it. Let's see. Refresh. Did we ship, fam? Oh, let me recompile. Yeah, functions are okay. Let's see. Okay, cool. Awesome. So yeah, now we fixed the UI issue. Sweet. So instead of having all these long minutes, now we just have the number of minutes that are up here, which is cool. Nice. That's super clean. Yeah, so that one change. So one of the things I forgot in my code base is I actually have a hook. So this app hook, I think what I want to do is add some documentation here to describe this problem so that I have this available in my documentation. So that way in the future, like if an LLM is searching through my code, it can reference that, because like I had to kind of build the context. You saw we started planning mode. We told it the problem by giving it the screenshots. We told it to UltraThink. We told it to use SubAgents so that way it can review the code in its own context. And it was able to go really quickly and find all these files where the code was and then match them together. And then we kind of iterated back and forth in terms of what a solution would be for fixing this problem, and then kind of pushed it to make sure we had the most elegant and simple solution. Instead of adding this attribute to all the places in the UI, it learned that I actually had a single place where all the attributes were flowing through before it pushed out to the rest of the components in the app. So really elegant and really nice to do as far as the fix. So now I want to like test that this is working still and do like a run with this to make sure all the values increment. And then once I do that final testing, kind of do another documentation push to make sure this is working. But as of now, it's pretty promising. This is really, really cool. So yeah, this is kind of my thing here. And light mode, dark mode, cool. So let's go ahead and go back to my app. And so I'm just going to run it through a transcript here. I'm going to do, is this real life storytelling? Cool. Let's go ahead and just generate. Let's cook, fam. And then I'm going to do a version bump too. Cool. Yeah. Sick. Right? I'm going to do a little bit bigger file. So instead of 588, I'll do another one. I'm going to do like a recent live stream, like this one. Is it this one? This one is 55 minutes. Okay. So this is like an interview and stuff. So we should see this value go down, which is pretty awesome. Cool. So that'll do its thing. Sick. I'm going to let that process on the side, and I'm going to do a version bump. Version. So you can see it in real time. Let's see. Version. Over here. Version 2. So part of the reason, like I was saying earlier, is I do the version bumps so that I can track them. And this is already pushed it live. But this is running on localhost. It's not deployed live yet. And I'm just testing the changes locally before I push them to my feature branch. And then after I verify on the feature branch, everything looks good, then I'll merge that back to main, and then we'll be Gucci. So one of the things I'll probably do is bun run production build. Yep. Okay. Yes. Cool. So it's incrementing live. It's basically adding the minutes in that I used. So yeah, I think that was like 55 minutes, right? Yeah. Cool. Sweet. Well, that's pretty awesome. And all the UI looks really clean. So heck yeah, that's cool. Sweet. Awesome. Okay. That's really great. Cool. Well, man, that was pretty fast. We cooked, fam. And I noticed that my other files got updated. So I have documentation in here. And I think what it did is it ran a linting command. And after running all this, it basically ran a linting command. And that's why all my documentation basically got linted. So the changes look like there's a lot more changes in here than there should be. But all that change was basically this thing and this thing in my code. And so I'm just going to go ahead and hit stage all changes. And then I hit this little star because this generates a commit message. I'm generally okay with what it did here, and it looks pretty good. Sync the changes. One thing that I should probably do is do like in my command line, I'm using bun. So I'd use bun run build. And so I try to run a build just to make sure I can build it locally. And this will catch any type errors, because if there are any type errors, this app will not ship to production. It'll just literally get stalled because there's like a build failure. And then this will actually tell me what the build failure results are, but everything builds. So that's cool. So it's running here, it's running there. And then on Cloudflare, the only downside for me in Cloudflare right now is that it takes such a long time to build. On Vercel, it builds really, really fast. But I'm going to look into migrating this over to Vercel, because on Vercel, I can have as many feature branches as I want, and each of the feature branches are going to have their own builds. On Cloudflare, I can only have one like feature branch with the build, and that's it. Like I can't have multiple builds going off at once. I have to just have one. Like I say, okay, this specific thing is going to be where everything builds, and that's pretty much it. So, and the other thing is that like on Vercel, this would have already finished building in less than a minute. On here, it takes much longer because they have their own code in which this kind of works here. So yeah, that's it. Okay. This is going to be a little while for it to verify, but I think we should be, pretty cool to go after that. So what happens now, if I hit refresh on GitHub, because I'm in this branch, you can see there's a compare and pull request. And so if I do that, what ends up happening is now I can see the diffs of what we're going to do before we merge this to main. And so you can see the other documentation and stuff that got fixed. These are just, linting error fixes. It's not necessarily code changes, but the biggest code changes are pretty much these two here. And so all we did was just fix this query to when it's doing a query here, it's now, I think one of it is a linting fix and the other one is just adding this raw user status and then adding a transformation for the data, which is, what is it? Use query, use status is signed in, raw monthly usage. No, we did a transformation somewhere else. I don't remember. Oh, math.round. Okay, yeah. So math.round is the actual the function that's going to basically do the round numbers for us. So that function call is something that's built into I think a node or something like that. Math.round. It's a method. Yeah. So it's a method that's called it's built into the library. So all I have to do is call math.round, and then whatever value that's in here is the one that's getting wrapped and sent back to the UI, which is pretty awesome. So yeah. Awesome. Okay. So that's pretty cool. And let's see. Shift tab. I want you to review these changes here and make sure you update the documentation so that someone in the future can understand what we did here. And I have a folder called documentation. So I'm just going to say @documentation. Yeah. So, okay. And I have plan mode enabled, and I want you to review these changes here using UltraThink, or actually UltraThink. And I want you to, okay, cool. I just like using as much context as I can. If I'm paying $200 a month, I'm just going to be using a lot of the intelligence. Part of it though is because we have a lot that is going on. So what it's going to do now is just go through my entire chat, kind of figuring out what we've done, and then kind of just document the changes. I feel like documenting these changes are going to be pretty important in keeping track of things. It just helps me and helps other people kind of get up to speed as well. Great, I can see the optimization principles document. Now let me check if there's a more specific UI related optimizations, or if I should create a new study based off of a new case study document for this. So this is kind of how I get some of these files created, is because I have Claude Code take a look for itself and kind of like document like some of the good things that it's done. So part of coding with AI and some of these models and these good decisions is kind of documenting that. So then you can use these documents to generate future rules, right? It itself is kind of using like that without me really telling it, which is part of the sort of what feels like intelligence of these models, and they kind of have their own brain. Like I didn't really have to give it too much directions. I was like, here's some examples of what I already have. And it's like, oh, I see something in there. Let me just keep going. So yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. So let's see. Okay. It's cooking. It's really cooking now. Yeah, especially this dry, do not repeat yourself stuff. Like those are the things that I like would typically write rules files for. But if it can write documentation that I can reference and could just pass that in whenever I need it, that could be super helpful, right? I don't like to have any rules files or too much stuff in the context because I feel like that can really make it really noisy for when I want the output to be really clean, right? So I'll update the documentation. So it's going to update this quick reference guide. So add a new example in the real examples from our codebase section. And so it's going to add this example here. So add pattern for about data formatting. So bad format in each component. So this is really, really important. And I think this is kind of why I wanted to do this session live with you, is because when you code with AI and just let it do its thing, you can see how this was a bad idea because it was literally going to write this file in multiple places. And depending on the language model and depending on the app that you're using, if you're just purely agentic coding, it's going to just be like, hey, I want to do this job for you and make sure I do it well. It may do it inefficiently by going to those specific components and just doing the rounding and adding like four functions when it just needed one, right? And so here's a good format. So since I already have a hook for this, we're just going to update it there because that value gets passed on to the rest of the other things. And so why put this in many places when we could just do it in one place? And now I have an example in my optimizations. And so for those who had grabbed my optimizations file, that's actually in my GitHub repo. So if you do github.com/@rayfernando1337, I have a cursor rules file, LLM cursor rules. And this has kind of been my dumping ground for these types of documents. And in here, I have the optimization principles, MD. So this is the one that you want to grab. And this is basically what what Sonnet found by itself just by looking through my documentation and is actually updating it, which is pretty cool. But you will want to do this and have it search through your own repo and have it generate your own version of this for your own coding. And you can see the decision trees that it's given in terms of how it should be generating code. And in the future, when I want to generate a new feature, I'm going to start with this document and then say, hey, let's go ahead and see if we can look through my code base and do a plan and generate a new plan of generating features using these principles. So I know it sounds like a lot of complexity, but you'll kind of pick up what I'm putting down as you just watch. So yeah, these are the principles, and this is kind of what it's going to add to as far as like documentation wise. So yeah, I'm really glad that this is in here, and I'll put this right now in the chat for those who are kind of wondering. And I'm also going to put it on the Discord as well. So I know some folks want this document on the Discord. Put it up on the Discord. Let me cook. All right, cool. Awesome. Sweet. Oh man, I'm losing my voice, but it's okay. This is so worth it. Okay. Would you like to proceed? Yes. All right. Bam, we cooking. Great. I'm currently using Cursor Pro, but after the changes, I'm thinking about either changing Cursor Pro plus Claude Code. Yeah, that's what I did. I changed to the, I still have Cursor Pro. It's $20 a month because I get those tab completions. I get linting fixes. I get a lot of stuff. Bugbot access, right? And it's not, I still have to pay as I go, but it's probably still a lot cheaper than, paying for like the Ultra plan per se. And then I don't have any anxiety because I literally can do this type of documentation, right? The whole point of using like AI coding agents like this is that I don't have to worry. It's like, oh my God, I'm wasting a request today. I'm wasting 5 requests to generate documentation. It's like, no, this stuff is actually useful and it compounds. So if I can get this sort of like unlimited feel, it'll be definitely worth it for using this type of thing. So yeah, that's what's up. ¿Qué tan buena es Claude Code? Es muy bien. Es el chingón. Hopefully I don't get demonetized off that. Yeah. But yeah, that's what's up. If you know some Spanish. Don't even try to translate that. Hey, Curse, I just found your channel yesterday, your conversation concerning Cursor versus Claude. I loved it. What's your tech stack? Seeing you have Clerk, Convex. What are you using for transcribing? I use the Whisper V3 models. And then I have other providers for fallbacks as well, like for that type of thing. And then I have a WebSocket set up between my front end app and Cloudflare, because Cloudflare will allow me to run these node services on the edge, which will have like like I send really big payloads to Cloudflare, and I have a lot of other steps that I could probably detail. But right now I'm kind of losing my voice, so I'll probably explain more in a different stream. Can you please put on a roadmap to two-way transcription via phone or web app that can read from, maybe summarize Claude Code's output so it can cook while on a walk? Eric, please tell me more. Hey, Eric, let me see if I could send you a DM, because I like this idea of what you're saying here. So you're saying that I want to sort of understand, and I want to see if I can send you a direct message, because that'd be super handy. So I want to see if I can actually first find your profile. ERICBUESS, right? Cool. And then I'm going to see if I could send you a DM. It's like, yo, can you tell me more about this workflow? And then, yeah, I'd love to learn more about this two-way transcription thing. So you're saying like, I want to just have something where I talk to Claude Code. Oh, Eric, I have something for you for this right now, and it's going to blow your mind. Let me see if I can show you a screenshot of this, and I'm going to get this set up. And it's actually, it's going to be a whole separate app, but I'm going to give y'all a preview right now. Y'all need to see this. This is something my friend has been cooking, and this is running on his phone right now. Claude Code. You can literally text a Telegram bot back and forth, or you can text in an app, which is what this is running right now. And you're literally, like you're saying, you can transcribe and do the stuff on the go. Like just use your little microphone button, in, out. You see everything that you're seeing in Claude Code in the terminal. This is something that I'm going to be cooking with, and I'm going to have a future live stream to share about this, because I'm going to get this set up today, and y'all need to know about this, because this is really insane. So yeah, Eric, this is coming. I got you. And of course, if you're a member on my YouTube channel, you're going to get first access to this. So youtube.com/@RayFernando1337. Join, become a member. The price will go up once I reach my first 100 members. And you'll get access to Discord. You'll get access to, early app access. I'm going to be dropping some invites for my app that you'll get access to as well. So yeah, lots of cool perks, lots of fun stuff. Also, I'm going to be updating these loyalty badges on the stream soon. So we'll have some fire emojis. So that way we have our different things there. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. Let's kind of get back into this a little bit here. So I'm losing my voice. I might have to get off the stream soon. So we're cooking though. We're so cooking. Document updated, long problem, great. So demonstrates the principle, cool. And then I want to check this in, and then we're Gucci, right? So this did a linting fix. This added that, and then what else? Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. So just do this here. Commit, sync the changes, cool. And then I want to see if I can log into my app from Cloudflare. It should be done building now. So my preview branch here should be done building. Let me just go ahead and sign in. And then from here, I should be able to see the version bump. So that version bump should show me that like I have the new code running on my app. And now that I'm in, here's the version bump. So 1.1.2, awesome. And then if I select something to transcribe, I'm just going to do another short. Let's go ahead and do that. Cool. Boom. Yeah. Used up a minute. Sweet. I should be able to download my files. Cool. Just verify that they still work. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. All right, kids. Okay, this change is looking really good. Let's go ahead and deploy to production. So that way our production instance has this now. As you see on production, I have version 1.1.1. And so I want to see that bump up to 1.1.2. So that's how we know this thing is going to be deployed live. And so we still have the old issue up here in production, which is this UI thing. So in order to do that, what we want to do is just follow through with the pull request stuff. So what I can do is just go back into Cursor and I click this little button. And in here, I think I could just say open in GitHub, and I should be able to open in GitHub. So this has my latest changes here, and I'm just gonna go back to code. And cool. So it looks like it saw my recent push from a minute ago. I'm just gonna go ahead and compare and pull requests. So this is basically saying now I'm gonna get the thing in my feature, and then I'm gonna push it into the main branch. And in the main branch, that's my production branch. So anything that goes into main is literally production, and it is what it is, right? So in here, just going to review the changes really quick. So I'm doing a version bump, which is great. It has the code change for doing that math.round. So that way we have that nice rounded number. And all of the rest of the stuff is literally linting / documentation fixes. So yeah, this other stuff wouldn't be there if I didn't do, I have a task that basically does a linting check. So that's kind of why that's all there. All right, so let's merge this in, baby. Complete. We cooked, fam. We cooked live. Okay. Create PR. All right. So if I understand correctly, I think, is it Cursor? Bugbot? At Bugbot? Do I have Bugbot enabled on this? I think Cursor is supposed to do it on per pull requests, right? Lock in. Oh yeah. Cursor Bugbot is now doing a review. Okay, so this is the thing that I wanted to show you as well. That Cursor Bugbot starts a review automatically without you tagging it if you have this enabled. So this is probably going to cost me 30 cents or something to run, and it's going to just do a check on this PR to make sure everything's okay, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm going to wait for that to finish. So 2 successful checks have been done here. And so yeah, it's doing this little request here. And when it's done, we should be good to merge into production. So I actually tried to deploy this app on Vercel, and I don't have all the environment variables there. So that's something that I don't have it deployed on. This app is currently deployed on Cloudflare. So this is actually already deployed successfully, which is great. And I don't think we have any bugs to fix. And once we're done, we're just going to merge this thing in, and then we should be live in production. So yeah. Ray, I have an issue in my Cursor IDE code icon is not visible. How do I get it back reinstalled? Oh, I don't know. Claude Code. Let's ask ChatGPT. Right? Can you help me look up how I can fix my issue in Cursor where the Claude Code icon is currently not visible? I've tried to reinstall the extension twice and I've had no luck. And I want to get that little extension visible in my IDE with Cursor. All right. Yeah, let me chat GPT that for you. I use the O3 model. It's just too good, man. It's like undefeated. All right, Cursor Bugbot's still running. View details. Oh, I wanted to see if it can show me what its review process is looking like. Okay, so it just says it's successful. Great. This is awesome. So we're going to be good to go. All right, merge pull request. Yeah, confirm merge. Okay, cool. So now we've merged it in, and we should be good to go. I'm just going to delete the branch. And so now on the main, we should have the latest thing here. So if I go to my commits, what I'll see is the actual merge now. So this merge came in, and on main, now I have all the fixes. Sweet. And so what I should see on Cloudflare now is a production build kickoff. So on Cloudflare, the production build kicks off, which is really awesome. And then I can view the details of it, doing its changes and stuff and deploying everything here, which is awesome. So once this is done, we should be able to just refresh my app on production. And then this will all pretty much go away like almost instantly, which is pretty great. Oh man. And then we'll see the version bump from 1.1.1.1.2. Man, I'm losing my voice. I noticed that your integration with Claude within Cursor looks different than just the terminal interface. Yes, there is an icon here at the very top. This says run Claude Code. That's where I click run Claude Code. You can run it in the terminal in here as well, but I like to kind of do it this way. And to me, it just becomes easier to kind of like work with it that way, if you know what I mean. So like I've basically toggled the pane for the agent off, and I just have it where it is there. You can also right click and say open a new window, and then it'll actually move this out to a whole new window. So if you're coding with two screens, you can literally have your Claude code in a different screen and code over there, which is super duper helpful. And it's still connected to the IDE. So any files you select in Cursor will be shown in, not necessarily shown, but you'll see them selected. So I'll show you kind of what this looks like a little bit. So you see this little thing down here. Whenever I select any files like here and I select this line of code, you'll see it says 10 lines selected here. It's awesome. It's super awesome. It's like my favorite integration so far. Hey, Machine Learning Brilliance just became a member. Thank you so much, man. There's a post in my, if you go through my members posts on YouTube, you'll see a link, one of the description in there to get started with my getting into the Discord, and I'll get you in there as well. So Ray dropping an OG reference. LMGF. Yeah, looks good to me. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's so bad. Man, I'm losing my voice, as you can tell. I'm a little under the weather, but I do this, y'all, because I'm trying to do. This is actually part of my whole summer of streaming. Is that I'm trying to cook with everyone because I'm trying to use AI to gain freedom, and I'm literally launching my app here, Ray Transcribes Live, and I kind of rolling with all the punches and all the changes. So if you're interested in trying out Ray Transcribes, check this out here. I need one person to test the actual production. Like I need a legit credit card to go through. So let me go ahead and see if I can generate a coupon code right now. So for anyone who's watching live, you can use this code. And I want to give you, I want to see if I could generate like a free month of use. So, cause I just need like a production credit card to go through. So when you hit start captioning and you hit here, any one of these plans will get you started. And so let me go ahead and see if I can go into Stripe and generate a coupon code, which would be super cool. So if I go to Stripe, and then like exit the sandbox, I want to put this code up so that other folks can try. Because I do like, I actually haven't had anyone use this new production flow that I have, because I just got this all set up with the database and everything. But if I go to my product catalog, and if I go to the creator beta, I want to do, should I do like, yeah, the 1 month free, which would be really cool. Creator beta. Can I create a coupon for this type of thing? Should be super awesome. So I'm in my Stripe thing, and I don't want to show too much, but I just want to make sure I have everything set up okay. So in this product, I'll show you a little bit of kind of what this looks like, just so FYI. So I basically have this in Stripe, and somewhere in here, I should be able to like add a coupon or something like that. So this is completely foreign to me. What I'll probably do is just take a screenshot and then ask Claude. So Claude is really good if you ever use the web version. And we're just going to ask it like, how do I generate a coupon code? Apparently their computer use agent is supposed to be on par with some of the best like computer, like vision models and stuff. So I'm just going to take advantage of that. Instead of like fumbling through, I'm just going to try to accelerate my workflow through here. So I'm going to say, I'm trying to add a coupon code for this product. Where can I do that? I want you to use the latest documentation from the web. Okay. So basically I tell it to do extended thinking, and then I'm using Claude 4 Opus. I could probably use Sonnet actually, because I don't really need Opus for this type of request. And there we go. Cool. So yeah, what's nice about this type of stuff is like, this is how I use AI to help me with a lot of my products, because there's no way we're living in an age right now where like information is like so vast. There's so much going on with the AI world. Like it's no longer like what we're having is no longer an information problem. People can't gatekeep anymore. All the information is now out there. The only thing that's gatekeeping is how to use AI to get there faster. So can I use Google search for this? Yeah. But for me, I don't like digging through blue links, digging through people's stuff, and then like finding out that I have to like, read this thing for 10 minutes and then find out that's not the right thing to do, right? It's out of date. So these language models are kind of the new thing to kind of help us pull this stuff in together. And this is how I'm going to try to use AI to help me build freedom for the future. So yeah, let's see what we're cooking with here. Okay, so in products coupons, click new and then type a discount type percentage. Oh, cool. So how long can it apply? Once to an invoice, forever, or repeating for specific months? So I think what I want to ask, it's like, what if I wanted to give 1 month free? How would I do that? Right? Just being very explicit. So what's nice about it is all this information it did for research, as far as like its thinking process and all the search results, is technically still in its context. So now I'm kind of refining things by asking it a very specific thing that I want to do, right? So it's like, first, show me how to do this task. And then secondary, like, now how do I do this very specific thing that I want to do? So, Great Cat, I have the max plan now, and it is the best ever because I don't have to think about anything. I literally can just code and do documentation and have basically, I want to have infinite agent use as much as possible to do all this stuff that I was just doing in the stream earlier. Yeah. So that's kind of why. And that way I don't get any rate limits at all. So I can create a discount for 1 month, go to coupons new, choose a percentage discount. Okay, duration, select once. The coupon's duration indicates how long it will be redeemed and valid for. For example, a coupon 50% off for a duration of 4 months applies to all invoices in the 4-month period. Okay. Fixed amount off. Okay, enter $20 matching your monthly price. Set the duration to once. Okay, maybe I'll do that. $20. How it works. For a monthly subscription, applies to the first month. So first month's free, regular, okay. First month free. I'll just call this Ray VIP. So, okay, in order to do this, I have to go into Stripe and go products, coupons new. Okay, so products. Oh, coupons. Okay, I see this now. So there's now like a coupons type of thing. So if I go to products, and then now there's this like coupon section. So if I go all products, and then I go to coupons at the bottom, and then hit create coupon. Ah, nice. Okay, this is how I do it. I'm totally new to Stripe, so this whole thing is completely new to me. And it's kind of cool that we're kind of watching this live because, yeah, if you're building with AI, I think this is really, really cool. So the name will appear on customers' receipts first. Ray VIP first month free. Okay. This would be, okay. So percentage off, or do I want to do fixed amount off and I want to do $20. So you get $20 for free. Damn, that's awesome. Apply to specific products. Sure. I want to apply it to the creator beta. So in terms of my app, I want to apply it to this product, right? Creator beta. 2 prices. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Or why not, $20 off? Why not 20? You could either do starter or you could do beta. So the beta will have access to the future features that I'm building, or the starter would be this plan. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Okay. Add another product and then add starter. Okay. That's cool. Duration once, right? I think according to this, we're totally vibe couponing. I'm just following the exact steps. YOLO. What's the worst that can happen, right? Limit date range when customers can redeem this coupon. Sure. Redeem by end of August, I think. Because that's my summer of streaming. Limit the total number of times this coupon could be redeemed. Yeah, let's just do like my first 10 customers. So first 10 people use customer-facing coupon codes. Okay. Oh, cool. So in here, I wanted to show you a little bit because I didn't want to expose too much, but here we go. So basically, I'm giving a $20 discount according to the documentation. And we're going to be doing it until the end of the month. I'm going to do 10 times. That way I can generate more. And then Ray, VIP 10, right? So we're just like 10 people. All right, VIP 20. Okay, let's do 20 times, 20, 20, everything. Okay, so 20 times, that means 20 people can use $20 a month or can get a $20 discount on either of the plans or on any of my plans. So you can get yearly or monthly or whatever you want to do. That'd be nice. Because I do need to test a credit card flow. And customer facing coupon codes. Eligible for first time order only. Limit to a specific customer. Limit the number of times it can be redeemed. I think so. 20 times. I don't know what does this mean? So I'm going to go back to Stripe here. Not Stripe. Can you give some clarity on the redemption here? Because it looks like I can redeem it 20 times. And then there's a sub option to redeem it 20 times too. So I'm not really sure. Go. Yeah. I need to build Stripe integration too. Yeah. Is it 20 times per customer? Yeah, that's what's not really clear to me, right? 20, 20, 20. Yeah. Bro, 20, 20, just 20 across the board, right? You need to limit the first time order only, else someone can buy all 20. Need to limit the first time order only. Okay. First time order only, else. Oh, okay. So I can uncheck this. If I have this, then I should be good. Okay. Right. For the tag, this applies to all promotion codes you create for this coupon. Across customers, so it won't prevent a single customer from redeeming it multiple times. Oh, I see. Use customer. Okay. And then limit the number of times this code can be redeemed. Coupon. So it won't prevent a single customer. So if I do this and then do this. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Limit the number of times. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. 20 times? Right? Okay. 20 times for specific codes. This limits just to this code. Okay. If you create additional promotion codes using add another code, each should have their own limits. Ah, okay. So this is just $20. If I wanted to do Ray VIP Summer or something like that, that'll just be for however many times for that specific code. Okay. All they'll work together. Coupon limit 50, 20, 15. Okay. All promotion codes cannot see. Okay. Since you only have one promotion code setting, maximum 20 can use this. Okay. So basically I've just narrowed the scope down in this way. Okay. So this can be this $20 off Ray VIP, $20 off, I think would be. Okay. So I'm just saying you get $20 off. You can $20 on any plan. I'm going to say for the entire summer. And Ray VIP 20, limit to a specific customer. No. Limit the number of times can be redeemed. Sure. Add an expiration date, require minimum order value. Okay. Are these, what is this? Remove code? No. Okay. Well, I think we're Gucci, right? Create coupon. Sure. Let me see if I can create this coupon and see what happens. Thank you guys for the help. This is kind of fun. Like, I've never really done this before and we're all kind of struggling together. Right? Okay, cool. Damn. I think we're good. Holy smokes. Okay, Ray VIP 20. Oh, okay. Wait, can I like Stripe check out this thing? Ray VIP 20. Ooh, okay. Let me, so all you have to do is just go to raytranscribes.com, punch in this code. Let's go. And you basically get 20 bucks off, which is awesome. And that way it will help me test if it works or not. If it doesn't work, I'll fix the bug live because I need to fix it live. I've not actually had a paying transaction go through, so I want to make sure all my webhooks are working. I've tested it in development, but I actually need to get a real real user. I mean, a real user with the new plans and the new integrations and stuff. I had done previously this. Okay, so real quick, I lost 3 paying customers because I couldn't onboard them on time. I was doing this by hand. People would pay for my app and I would have to go into Clerk, add them as a user, send the invite email, have them create the account. It was kind of messy and they would pay with a Stripe link, but they only paid like $6.99 or something like that. They were my founding people, but 3 people left because I couldn't onboard them in the first 3 hours. And I was like, okay, I actually have to build this integration, which is kind of why I built this whole version I'm launching and supposed to work. I don't even know if it works yet. So we're just vibe debugging. And then if you use the code RayVIP20, I might put this into the top to get like the first 20 users up in here. So, okay. So I think what I want to do is just go ahead and see if I can create a link here and run this through the code, right? So let's see. If I go in here, I just don't want to reveal any personal information or anything like that. Let me go ahead and sign out. Okay. All right. So let me go back. I hit the payment link. Okay. So now that I'm in here, what I do is if a user hasn't signed into my app yet, I have them create an account. And that creating the account will make it so that when you check out with Stripe, I have your email set up. So I'm going to see if I can set up my account with an account I haven't created yet. I don't see anywhere in the page to add the promo code. I think it's when you check out in the Stripe checkout, but let me go ahead and get this set up, Matt, real quick. Give me a second. So if I do, let me just log in with Google and then see if I have an account that's not in here already. Verify you're human. Okay. I want to do something in here. So let me just get this email, which would be cool. Okay. Yes. All right. I'm creating an account right now and making sure we're getting this set up. This is going to be, I appreciate everyone's patience with this, but this is live debugging, live testing. Okay, cool. So in this screen here, I have this set up and there should be a coupon code in here somewhere, right? Where can I do that? Oh no. Why doesn't it show for my products? Let me fix this here because I want to make sure y'all can use that Ray20 coupon. Hold on. Yeah, thank you for helping me test this here. Let's see, product catalog and go into here. Products. Coupons. Let me go here. Available products. Maybe interesting. Hit subscribe. Wow. How come? Okay. So I'm going to ask this into here and see if I can have this answer from Claude Code. So I'm going to create a new Claude Code session here. /clear. Okay. I have possibly a bug in my app. So I create a checkout session and it's possible I don't pass a value for the coupon. So this is a great bug. I appreciate everyone's patience with this. Okay. So I'm going to pass this in here and say, I have created a Stripe coupon and in the checkout flow, I don't see a coupon field available. Can you help me debug this? And I'm going to make sure it's in plan mode. Please feel free to use the web so that you can grab the latest documentation for this. And I want you to also look through my code and see the relevant checkout files for this. Be sure to UltraThink and use SubAgents. Okay. For research. Okay. So yeah, this is a pretty good bug. So we've made it this far, but the only problem is I don't have a coupon field, and that's a big L. I need to have that coupon field because I want to make that happen. So yeah, that's wild. Do you have any video explaining how PRDs or new features are done? I don't, but I'll make one. I'm writing all this stuff down so that I have them available for you. So I'm going to write that down as a content idea. So PRDs. So as far as PRDs though, right now, I basically just use plan mode. So I kind of keep them lightweight and kind of keep the features in my head. And then as far as like bugs to fix, I'm just kind of try to keep a list of all the different things I need to fix and then kind of target the fixes through that. So a little bit of kind of what that looks like is kind of what you're seeing with right now. I have plan mode enabled and I'm asking it to kind of dig through and build that type of flow kind of on the fly as far as what I need to do. But I'll say like PRDs. I'll write this down for our notes here. So P video ideas. Oh, my bad. I was playing music. PRDs. Okay. I don't see anywhere in the page to add a promo code. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can fix this bug. Hey, do you have any experience in limit restriction on Claude Code Opus, even on Max Plan? Me, around 5 prompts? Really? Bro, I just leave mine enabled. That's weird. Are you on the Max Plan, the 200 or the Max Plan 100? So if you're on the $100 a month plan, after 20% usage with Opus, they're going to switch you back to Sonnet. Unless you do /model and then select Opus. But even then, I specifically switched to the Max plan because I wanted to use Opus more often, especially for research and stuff like this. So it is what it is. I'm also building an app with AI the first time. So thank you very much for going through the steps and helping out everybody in the community. Dude, yeah, this is so confusing. And I just thought it would be there, but there must be some type of API or some field I have to add in to create the Stripe checkout link that I need to fix in my code for this to work, right? So, see, it's in my backend. Of course. Okay, so Convex, checkout, yes. Okay, so in here, allow promotion codes true. Okay. So add an optional parameter if you want to pass specific coupons. Oh my God. That's why you're not seeing this. Oh, such an L for me. Okay. Pass the coupon to Stripe's checkout session if provided. Oh, so this should be a simple bug fix. This is awesome. And I think it just goes to Convex and I should be good. Coupon functionality will work with coupons. Okay, cool. What I want to do is quickly set up my branching and go back to the merge batch. Okay. So in terms of branches, changes, back to here. Can I check out main? And then I want to make sure I pull the latest. Check out. Okay. What does it say here? Fetch all pool. Okay. So real quick, if you remember earlier, we created a feature branch. We worked on that and we pushed the changes and we merged them back to main. So what happened in Cursor is that my actual repo was still sitting on the feature branch. And what we have to do is then switch it back to the main branch. And so what I had to do up here is hit, right click and say checkout and click main. And then once we check out the main branch, I had to go down to this little pull arrow and just pull those changes back in. So that way we're in sync with everything that's currently on the main branch. And so otherwise, all of my changes would just be kind of on the side and you'd be like, okay, what just happened? One of my favorite apps to use is this thing called Git Tower. And so Git Tower is awesome to visualize these changes. For me, this is my preferred way. There's also free apps. There's one called Kraken, I think, which will allow you to do this type of visualization. So as you can see, this is kind of what we were doing. And when I was here, if I double click this, you can see now I'm in this branch. And if I double click this, now I'm back to this. to me, any type of GUI editor for me is going to be very helpful. I pay for Git Tower, and this is something I used when I worked at this fruit company in Silicon Valley, because I had to like sort of manage like thousands of projects and thousands of tags and like rollback changes and cherry pick stuff all over the place. So I needed something to move super fast with and actually see, dump projects together and build custom software, or like Frankenstein builds. And this was kind of my go-to choice. So yeah, Git Towers, I think it's only Mac only, but if you're not using a Mac, there's a bunch of other alternatives you can use as well. I think Git has their own visual one, but this is kind of my go-to thing. I'm going to right click this one and just hit delete. And it's going to allow me to delete the local branch here. So that way we can have things clean. And then one of the things that I do here, if you're using this software, is that you can also create a new branch from this. So create new branch from main. And let me minimize my head here. So right click, hit create new branch from main, feature, Stripe, checkout, Stripe coupon fix. Okay. So I want to make sure that I fix this in an isolated environment before I do anything in production. And this is just kind of my best practice as far as how I use these types of tools. So in here, if I, close this shell and then open a new shell, you should see that I'm currently in the feature / Stripe checkout fix route there. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. So now that Claude is giving me the plan, I need to add this attribute here, and then should be able to accept this parameter and so forth. So would I like to proceed? Yes. And then I'm going to just go ahead and close some of these windows. I'm going to go ahead and right click and say close others, because the code that we need to change is in this specific file here, and that's on my Convex database. So I'm going to let that ruminate while we do that. Thank you everyone for helping me test these bugs. These are super important to find. Yes. Oh man, my voice is dying. Oh yeah. Okay. Update Stripe checkout session. Add optional coupon parameter. Test the coupon functionality. Okay. This is awesome, man. Yo, it's awesome to vibe code and talk about models. Yeah, we talk about models. Ensure the show coupon field is enabled. Yeah. So the form is enabled, but I have a checkout flow in my code that generates the Stripe checkout link for the specific user after they create their account. So I just need to add this attribute. Yeah. Yeah. I found this GitHub and super interesting, this context engineer part. Oh, interesting. I don't use Claude Code because I'm on Windows. That's a problem. On Windows, you can enable WSL, which is the Linux subsystem, and like the Linux Windows subsystem or something like that. And you basically would be able to run it there. So I sent you my Stripe coupon flow on Discord. Oh, cool. Yes. I'm using Convex though. I run Claude Code on Windows with WSL. Works fine. Yep. For sure. Yeah. I love how everyone's helping us out. I use LazyGit for my Git UI. Yeah, for sure. All that stuff. Yeah. So somebody says that Surya has a great talk on this. You might be, and then, yeah, there are a couple content creators who cover some of that stuff. Yeah, cool, man. I'm using the $100 plan. Yeah, that's probably why you run out of opus limit. I had the same issue. I ran out of my opus limit super fast on the $100 a month plan. Once you go 200, I've never hit the issue. Yeah. Do you make any optimizations? Your code base have not had this issue. Taufik, I actually have a documentation folder, and this is maybe something you'll want to consider. This is something I've just do out of habit for a lot of my code. I do this even like if I'm like even QA testing, I make my own documentation folder as I go. So like as I discover something, it literally will just go in here, and this is basically my source of truth. And so in essence, that's just my own way of like how I navigate the code base, because I want to have the AI sort of replicate me. And so this documentation will cover these different, categories of things here that you see. And then you just point the AI to the documentation to help you dig through stuff. Just like before you do a certain task, make sure you look through the documentation, and then that can help it find things. And so I use the SubAgents feature to do that type of thing. So each SubAgent will have their own context, which will fly to this thing. So you will eat through a lot of tokens. So I guess let's kind of talk about disclaimers as far as a couple of things. Claude, Sonnet, or Anthropic as a company, their belief in AGI and like the future of artificial superintelligence is in generating as many tokens as possible to get some type of ground truth to get closer to like a right answer. So their methodology is to generate as many. This is like the world researchers, like the top researchers at Anthropic, and now Meta and now OpenAI, whatever. But like the Anthropic company as a whole believes that if you generate more tokens and do more of those types of things, you'll get closer to the right answers. And that's how you get closer to the intelligence. Other companies like Devon believe completely the opposite and more like optimizing things. And so each company is going to have different philosophies. And that's kind of why if I'm going to pay $200 a month and this is their philosophy, I'm just going to pay that amount. And that's kind of the pay to play model right now. And try to utilize and try to get the most out of these models using that. It does mean generating lots of tokens. But if you want to be efficient and very like thoughtful, you have to then like not pay that and figure out yourself, right? So it's either or. And me, I'm in the research phase, so I want to figure out what these models can do. And so I don't mind paying the extra money and then coming up with different workflows that I can share with you on the fly, right? So like generating the documentation is an interesting workflow. There is another one from this company called SourceGraph, and they have an agent called AMP. And so that agent is supposed to be really good with large code bases, but you're paying per token, right? So that can be extremely costly. If you probably run it through like 100K tokens, you're going to burn like $75 super fast, so yeah, you're paying either way. One of them gives you as much access beyond that. So check this out. There's this command called CC usage or Claude code usage. So I want to show you this right now real quick. bunx CC usage, and we'll see how much Claude code usage I've used. $453, bro. Since I started paying for this thing, like just today's usage is $9.14. But Anthropic has caught the big L from me. I've already used my $200 worth. Everything else is just cherry on top. So I'm burning these tokens, baby. Yeah, it's massive. $453. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's what's up. Claude Code is the GOAT. Yeah, but not as good as Mac. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. But yes. All right, family. Let's see what's happened and what we've cooked so far. I'm kind of running out of my voice here. So did we fix the bug? Let me go here. Changes. Check out. It's a one-liner, baby. One line. Ship it. If you're not seeing the coupon field yet, deploy your changes if you haven't already. So I have this deployed on dev. I want to deploy this now to prod. So I think it's npx convex deploy prod. Let's see if I can deploy this to prod. Prod? No. Okay. So this changes on Convex. It already builds bunx convex dev. So it just made a change to my function on my dev server. And then on here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just pop open. So what's nice about Cursor is if you leave this in auto mode, this agent use will be free. So that'll be really cool. So I'm going to stage this change real quick. And I'm just going to say, chat, say use at web to help me find out how to deploy this change to Convex in prod. I'm using bun. Okay. So theoretically, this should be able to do a web search. And whenever you're using the auto model, as I believe if you're paying for a pro plan, this usage will be free. So you don't have to worry about using a request or anything like that. You get that included in Cursor, FYI. Okay, so here, what do they say? Okay, so it says, okay, all I have to do is add -- prod. Okay, cool. Verify the environment variables. Okay, cool. So now I just have to do the same command and then do not dev, bunx convex deploy -- prod. YOLO, bro. Did I fail here? Oh, I have to do npx. Maybe? Wait, what's it failing with? Really? Is it just that the model's bad? I don't know. What the heck? Oh my God. Why? I see the issue. Oh, okay. To production, just npx convex deploy. Bro, this default model is crap. I digress, y'all. I digress. I can't right now. I literally can't. I'm tired. I'm so tired right now. I'm so tired. Ay. Is this my prod account? I just want to make sure. Yes. Do you want to? Yes. I just YOLO in prod only. Okay, did we cook? Okay, let me go back now. So theoretically, y'all, we should have cooked already, and we should have the checkout links done. So join the beta club. Oh, add promotion code. Yo, okay, now it's here. Yes, that's awesome. So that's great. So you notice I didn't have to actually deploy the code to Git because the Convex is actually providing this function on the back end. And so all I had to do is run the command line to push the function up. And so now, whenever you generate from the front end, if anyone who has a Stripe link up that's currently was trying to pay, if you just do a refresh, theoretically, oh no, you may have to go back to create a new link or not. If you just go to app.raytranscribes.com, check out, monthly or yearly. And then I think the code we're using is it Ray VIP? Let's see. Ray VIP 20, right? I forgot my own coupon code. Let's go back. Ray VIP 20. Ray VIP 20. Okay. Add code. Apply. Let's go. So if we go back and then I just select like the monthly plan, add code, Ray VIP 20. Oh, let's go. Access scribbles for free. Yo, in production, we live, family. Okay. Damn, okay. This is the flow now that it's finally working. Everyone, thank you for your patience. Okay, we have a couple flows. raytranscribes.com. And from here, if you go to, start captioning and so forth, you want to try this out, you can do starter, you can do creator beta. I'm giving you $20. You can choose your plan. Basically, if you choose this one, you get 2 months for free. Over here, you basically just get the 1 month for free. But I'm planning to drop these features. I'm planning to build these live. So you can always upgrade later on, by the way. But just FYI, if you wanted to do this type of thing, join the beta club. What that will do is generate a Stripe checkout link for us. And now with this Stripe checkout link, you can hit add promotional code. Sick. And then you could just type in Ray VIP 20. And then that should apply the $20 off. Yo, we got this. Let's go. I'm so glad we're testing this flows live. But that's it. That's cool. And then you should subscribe. And if you have any issues, once you subscribe and you go to like back to the app, I think it's app.raytranscribes.com. If this doesn't update for you, let me know ASAP. Send me a support request and I will definitely fix it live for you. And I'll probably add extra minutes or give you another free month because this should be working. And, you should be able to also upgrade from here. So if you go to any one of these plans from like the account or go from this main thing here and you hit join the beta club, this should also generate the checkout link for you. And this should also allow you to add the coupon there. So I have 20 coupons right now for those who want to try. You basically get $20 off, which would be really cool. And damn, we fixed it. So awesome. Oh man, that's awesome. Save this screenshot in a folder, desktop, right click the file and select copy as path and then paste into Claude Code. Yes, you can do that as well. For screenshots, add the /mnt path to a screenshot folder in your Claude config and tell Claude to load it. What is this wizardry? ChatGPT. Chris Norman. How can I configure /mnt path for my Mac with Claude Code to put screenshots in a folder for my Claude Code config? So I can tell Claude Code to load it. What is this wizardry? I need to learn more about this. I don't really use Opus that much. I only do planning with it and then switch to Sonnet. Okay. Watching your videos, I tried Claude Code, but on Windows, it's a pain because there's no Claude Code for Windows. This is where you need that Windows Linux subsystem. If you have access to ChatGPT, definitely do that. Or if you're a member, ask in the member Discord, and then I'll probably put some instructions on how to do that. Can we produce it as Claude Code? Can we pronounce it as Cloud Code? Cloud, yeah, Cloud. It's cloudy code, right? Okay. It's pronounced code with an L. Claude. Saw someone anthropic call it Claude. I call it Claude Code. Claude? CLE? Claude? I don't even know. Dude, Purpurt S. Patterson, thank you so much for becoming a member. Really appreciate it. Super sweet as far as like being able to do this. Also, Gabe as well for the membership. Let's go. Y'all are the real MVPs. There's some instructions. There's a post. If you search back on my post on YouTube, there's going to be one in there to join the Discord, and that's kind of where you're able to get in. I'll get you guys all hooked up and upgraded in the Discord, so you'll have that documentation for you guys. I've never had an issue with WSL, so much more in the cycle. I might even just do a session for Windows because I don't have a Windows PC, but I should be able to walk you through it to get the Windows subsystem set up. So how much more in the cycles left for you in Anthropic savings? Bro, I just started the thing, I think a week and a half ago. Basically right before July 1st is when I enabled the $200 a month plan. So I'm only like a couple days in? Sheesh, we're cooking. I've used 1,100. Bro, get out of here. Get out of here. Yo, you're balling right now with the tokens. Today you spent 300. You guys are cooking. Unlimited, low key. So every 5 hours it resets with Claude Code Max plan. That's why I just use that agent. I don't have to think about it. If I want to generate documentation, if I want to do research, guess where it's going to? Claude Code Max. I'm a little disappointed with this cursor default agent mode that it didn't give me the right deploy command right at the get-go. It was free, but y'all know what's up. I don't have time for this, right? I think I hit my limit really quick. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It just depends on how much you're paying and so forth. So create an MNT target on Mac OS. So I have to make this directory called MNT screenshots. And then I basically take ownership of it. Okay. And tell Mac to save future screenshots share. So if I do Command-Shift-5 options, other locations, from now on, every screenshot lands in that folder. Okay. Or I can just do a terminal command to basically tell it that this is the default location. Grant Claude Code access. All I do is then do a one-liner. So Claude config add permissions. Bro, Chris, this is badass. Wow. So it extends the sandbox to any path I list. Load a screenshot inside Claude Code, drag and drop, or reference it by path. /im read whatever. Claude accepts pasted images, drag and drops, and file paths. Yes. So I could just say, can you just grab the latest screenshots, the last 2 screenshots, and it should be able to do it? Sheesh, this is cool. Quality of life tweaks. So this was a reference earlier that Chris was mentioning, that we can create this directory. It's a multi-step process for macOS screenshots, but a couple things. One, we have to create the directory for where the screenshots will go to. So this specific folder is, something that we create on the system. So every screenshot will go into there. 2, we have to tell Claude Code that you have access to this, and Claude Code has a configuration file that we can modify that will tell us all screenshots are in here and you have access to them, so I don't have to give you permission in the future to do this type of thing, which can be super handy. So the only thing that isn't clear to me is how I'm going to be able to read these screenshots and how I'm going to do that in, but maybe it's going to give some more clarity here. So ln-s, so it's going to make a symlink from screenshots to user/shots so that it can read the shots, im/read shots. And then if you do multiple Macs, you can create an iCloud drive and symlink it on each machine. This is a senior level engineer. O3 on ChatGPT. Don't play with this. This is this, bro. Okay, I'm gonna share this with the Discord. This y'all cooking with this. Great link. Damn, this is really good. Actually, this is such a good. Come on. Copy link, please. Does it? Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna throw this in the Discord. This is top tier information. This is wow. Okay, bro. I love this session today. It's so good. Such a good session. I know my voice is running out and everything, but we're so cooking with this. I love this whole thing. Wow. Okay, lots of stuff going on. Lots of stuff. Cool. We got the coupon code. We got ChatGPT. We got the early bird discount, Ray VIP 20. For those who are doing that, hopefully it goes through. If not, I'll hook you up. Trust me, you're going to be all taken care of. My production app should be live now. So in production, one of the problems that we had was, remember the minutes and stuff weren't showing up correctly. So that should also be live already. Let me just go ahead and sign out. And let me go ahead and sign back in again. Let me go ahead and sign in with a different account that has the usage run up. So in my account, now I have the new version 1.2. So this is deployed live right now. And we fixed that problem. Sick. Awesome. A lot of good bug fixes today. Sweet. Yo, we cooked, fam. So yeah, if you go to raytranscribes.com, in here, now when you go ahead and start captioning, you start today, you choose a plan. It's going to take you to that checkout flow. And that checkout flow is kind of where you put in that coupon Ray VIP 20 to get you that $20 off. And so that's going to help me test the Stripe production flow to make sure everything's working. If it's not working, I'm going to definitely hook you up. Don't worry about it. You will be taken care of. So that's up. Okay. So let me just make sure I've caught up with the comments. Yeah, that promo sweet. Thank you, Matt, for checking. I really appreciate that. What's Convex? Convex is a database provider, similar to what people use for Supabase. But yeah, they're branding themselves as the backend for AI. And I love their stuff because the entire database is literally written in a TypeScript. And so what that means is basically whenever we want to create a new table or anything, we literally just give it the table name. Everything is type safe from the back end and then going to the front end. It's all reactive. So whenever I make changes on the database on the front end, like you just have to think about your data concerns saying, okay, all of my data is in the back end. I'm going to do all the transformations back here. And then I'm going to set up a hook for the front end. So whenever the changes are happening, it happens in real time. So if you have like 3 different windows open and you're running, like a chat sequence, it's all going to be streamed using WebSockets to the front end. And it's so beautiful. It's so nice. For me, I don't have to worry about caching. I don't have to worry about, do I have a Redis server that's doing some type of thing to make sure I handle these requests. It just eliminates a lot of that, which is really, really awesome. I'm not sponsored by them. I love their products. I like using their stuff. All the stuff that I'm using, I don't have any sponsors for this channel at all. And this is just my raw opinion. And this is something that you should check out. They also have a rules file for AI. So if you do Convex AI rules, you'll want to pop this AI rules file into your Cursor, Windsurf, or wherever, and they have the instructions. And so this will help you generate apps using Cursor, using Convex as a database for the backend. They also have that, Convex command line tool. So if you make changes and it's broken, the AI will see that there's an issue saying, hey, you forgot to add this type, or you forgot to do this type of thing in your database. Let me go ahead and fix that. So the AI agents are really smart about that. It'll check for type errors and fix them, which is also a huge advantage. So typically, if you have like a PostgreSQL database, people are adding other things on top of it, like Drizzle or Prisma, and that's the way to do the object relational mappings. And so basically what that means is like, it's going to add some objects and some other types of things on top of your database layer to interact with it. So that way everything's type safe from the front end to the back end. To me, that generates a lot more code that you need for a database. I might as well just have everything in TypeScript, which is already type safe. And so that's kind of one of the advantages of Convex, is that fact that everything starts there. You technically write less code because you don't have to have this extra boilerplate across a plate. And yeah, you have functions, you have webhooks, everything's built into, I didn't have to stand up a webhook server. Everything's hosted on Convex for that. And then it also has these components that I can talk about later on for like AI. So you can do like vector database searches, real time, all this stuff here on the side. I use Clerk for authentication, which is super handy as well. And they also have a thing called Chef, which we haven't got into, which I'll probably do. But basically, they have their own version of their AI. You can make apps starting here. So you'll have an app with a database and everything, like straight out the get-go using it. So it's definitely worth checking out for sure. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Make sure you hit apply after you enter the code. I just bought the plan and spent $20. Oh, hey, Matt, I'm going to hook you up. You forgot to hit apply. I didn't realize you have to hit apply for the checkout. So once you hit the code, you do Ray VIP 20 and then hit apply. Oh, so you didn't hit apply. So dude, yeah, let me hook you up. Matt, I'm going to give you like 3 free months for trying, dude. And I'm going to make sure you're taken care of, Matt, because that's not cool. I just want to make sure you're taken care of as far as like that. So yeah, that's on my end. And yeah, I'll reach out to you and make sure your account is like totally hooked up. So exciting day. Congrats on the launch. Thanks, man. Let's see what else is going on here. Otherwise, just the path, your Mac screenshot. Okay. Windows subsystem for Linux. Thank you for calling that out. Even with WSL, you can't paste images into Claude Code. Really? Even if you so you have to reference the file path? Maybe that's why Chris was talking about creating that /MNT for Windows, which could be useful. Okay, that probably makes a lot more sense. Pronounce Claude the British way. It sounds fancy butler, which it is. Claude. Hello there, Claude. Hello. Would you, Mr. Claude, would you happen to have some Grey Poupon? I don't know. I'm so bad with the accents. I just got blocked by them. By who? I don't know. Hey, good afternoon, y'all. Don't do that, Ray, Fernando. I don't know. They're talking about YouTuber that pronounces Claude. Oh, Claude? Oh gosh, no. You might switch the percentage instead of a dollar amount because your base plan is $9. Yeah. I don't know. $20 sounds cool. Like you can spend the $20 however way you want them. So that's kind of why I put that code out there, which is really cool. Does Max 5X give Sonnet for the whole time? Yeah, the whole time. I mean, I haven't had any rate limit issues. And for folks who have hit issues, I think you can still use Sonnet. I don't think they let you chill. I mean, I really do think they just let you go all in. So on WSL, there might be a /mount. Okay, got it. Oh, Discord. Yeah, I don't have a Discord linked up, but for folks who have become members on YouTube, that's where you can get the Discord. So youtube.com/@RayFernando1337. to join the membership for the channel there. And then in here, I have a post specifically on how you can kind of become a member. So yes, Bacon Overflow. This is like my favorite name. We need a tool that autosaves screenshots to a temp folder instead of storing an image clipboard, copies the path instead of the image that would be saving anytime. So Bacon Overflow, I have a post that I just posted in the Discord. You should be in there on ChatGPT that actually tells you where you can change the defaults for your screenshots so that they can go into different folders if you're running on a Mac. So that'd be a really handy link for you. Yeah. As far as Discord link, it's really only reserved right now for the private membership. So if you get in right now, $6.99 a month. Once I get my first 100 members, it's going to go ahead and jump up to, double the price. So it's just going to keep doubling as we go up. Right now, everyone's support is really helping me get started as far as like trying to get editors, trying to, maybe get a Discord mod and so forth. Because there's no way that I could just open this up and have like thousands of people. Literally my full-time job is this, like creating content, and trying to actually make my app to go live and solve my content creator problem. And then I'm going to keep adding features to this as well. So if I'm doing all these things, I can't wear the Discord mod hat and so forth. So it might be just easier to do that. So yeah, that's what's up. All right. So a lot of support going on in the chat, just kind of catching up, making sure I didn't miss anything as well. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of stuff today. I'm kind of running out on my voice right now. Max is $200 a month. You be cooking. Don, 100%. Yeah, that's what's up. The most exciting part is checking your Stripe dashboard. I guess I haven't checked yet, to be honest. The most exciting part for me is literally just getting users in the app so I can get feedback. So yeah, if you want to try it out, raytranscribes.com, feel free to apply that coupon. And that coupon is literally just RayVIP20. So let me see if I can find that. RayVIP. So when you check out, when you hit like join the creator club there, what you want to do is when you want to apply the plan, just go ahead and hit in the checkout link. I now have a thing that says add promotional code and just type in RayVIP20, hit apply. And once you hit apply, it's going to apply that into your plan there. So you get $20 off for a month, and that'll apply there. And for the other person who had an issue, who did the plan and checked out, I will make sure you get taken care of. I'm gonna give you some extra months for free because it was supposed to work a certain way. So yes. All right, folks. My voice is pretty much nearly gone, and we've just kind of covered the basics here. I'm planning to continue to update my app and do the different things. Tomorrow, I have a stream, and I need to check who is coming on live tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to be in the city tomorrow. But guess what? At 9 o'clock, I have 9 o'clock tomorrow. Tune in because I'm going to have Eric Provencher, the founder of RepoPrompt. So if you don't know what RepoPrompt is, I have a couple of videos earlier explaining a little bit of what RepoPrompt is. But basically, in RepoPrompt, it'll allow you to basically chat with your code base without any other person in between your code base and the AI model. And so you can grab code from all these different parts. They call it visual context engineering. You can clipboard. There's a bunch of different workflows that are in here. It's a super rich AI code editor and now has MCP server integration. So I'm going to go over this with Eric because this is a new feature that I haven't really got to play around with very much. And I want to learn how to really take advantage of this. Because as an MCP server, it can grab context very intelligently, sometimes a lot smarter than Cursor itself, to pass off to these other apps to be used to actually like solve problems, refactor code bases, and do the things that I need to do. So this is going to be a really fun demo. So that's tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So make sure you tune in for tomorrow because we are about to go cook super crazy hard for this. So yeah, definitely appreciate that. Also, shout out to all my new members who've just become here. It's so awesome. How long in the Discord invite for? You sent me on Sunday. I just clicked, it says expired. Hey, Chris, can you just reply to my email and then I'll send another link? Yeah, I think they expire after a day, but I can make the expiration a little bit longer for you. So I want to make sure you get in and so forth. So that'd be what's up. Matt, oh man, thank you so much for sending that. You're truly an MVP. I really appreciate your support here. I know you just signed up for my app and you're testing that out. I'm going to make sure you get taken care of there as well. I know other people are kind of going through similar flows. I'm doing this because other people have launched apps And to me, the Stripe checkout thing is not the most easiest thing in the world. Everyone feels like, oh yeah, just add this thing, add Stripe and you're done. It's like, bro, I've had to do like days of coding with Claude Max just to get my Stripe set up to work, and it's still not working. Like I barely got it to go, and I'm trying to verify this production flow at the end. And there's these little things like that just come up, and so I want to share them publicly live. And I appreciate everyone, if you're into this type of thing, subscribe. What I'm doing is I'm using AI to generate freedom for me. And I used to be an engineer at Apple for 12 years. Instead of going back to go work for a corporation like this AI wave here is here to stay. And it's the whole new thing. And we're seeing how we can use AI to generate code for us. And I literally built this app using AI, and I'm not a TypeScript editor. I'm not a web developer. I'm learning to be one. And I'm using this methodology where I basically learn as I go. So if you're ever new to learning, sometimes it's really good to just see the whole thing done and interact with it. And then there's these huge gaps in your knowledge that you fill in just by doing. So if I don't know how something works, I can literally ask the AI and it's going to fill in those details for me. And that's the way I'm planning to learn. And that's how I'm learning Next.js. That's how I'm learning deploying web apps. That's how I'm learning to interact with these language models. That's how I'm learning to use Stripe. And these live streams are me capturing that live so that you can also learn with me, right? As I learn how to use Claude Code, you're kind of picking up some of those things. As I'm learning to use ChatGPT 03, you're seeing how much we've just learned in that small session, right? Like I didn't know you can do these screenshot commands and then give Claude Code this specific sandbox and saying, you're always allowed to write to this folder. I just learned that today, right? What a huge unlock. But you can't learn everything just from one video. And so you have to learn these things by having a mission. And my mission is to, I just launched Ray Transcribes. I'm going to keep adding features. And as I go, we're just going to use the AI, and you're going to see me burn tokens live, basically. So I appreciate everyone who's kind of following along the journey. I really appreciate that. Huge super chats and everything like that. So where's the app? So in order to get the app, all you have to do is just go to raytranscribes.com. And in the raytranscribes.com, I have the app there. And this is the actual landing page for it. And so what you can do is just go ahead and drag your video file, and it'll do the transcription there, and it'll just be ready for you to upload. What I discovered here is basically when you use transcripts for your videos, you basically start getting ranked on Bing and on Google and all that stuff like immediately. And this is something that I discovered, and I said everyone else has to do this type of thing. I would spin up my own custom models and run them on my machines, and it would just take too long. And people who were using Windows saying, hey, I want a Windows version of this too. I was like, okay, I need to double down on this and figure out how to do this for the web. So this has kind of been my little bit journey here of how to make this app, and been using my tools to do this type of stuff. So yeah, cool. My live schedule is every day for the summer at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's generally when you can find me. I show up every day here at 9 a.m. and I'm going to be either coding live, going to be interviewing founders, talking to people who use AI, and have some really cool, amazing content for you guys. And then I also, if you drop any ideas in the comments, I have notes that I have a backlog of videos that I need to make or live streams, which I will talk about how to do this type of content. So that's kind of my goal here, is to make more content to help with the education part, but also make sure that everyone kind of gets up to speed with AI here. So losing my voice, I'm feeling a little under the weather, and I want to make sure that I can kind of take care of myself. So I appreciate everyone who's been able to support, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. Make sure you check out Ray Transcribes and then use that code RayVIP20 at the checkout so you can get that $20 off on my plan. All right, folks, I'll see y'all later. Peace out.